Ha, come on students, we have completed 9 problems in the previous session. Now we'll start the 10th problem. See the 10th problem. Problem number 10. From the following, ascertain the amount of discount on bills purchased to be credited to profit and loss account of a commercial bank for the year 31st March 2011. So what is given in the problem is we have to find out how much is the discount income to be credited to profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2011. Discount received during the year 90 lakh. Rebate on bills discounted as on 31st March 2010. Actually our year end on 31st March 2011. तो current year हमारा 10-11 है. 10-11. तो rebate on bills discounted on 31st March 2010 का मतलब last year. तो लास्ट ईयर का रिबेट करंट ईयर का ओपनिंग रिबेट हो जाता. तो दिस 1,20,000 इज द रिबेट एट द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द ईयर, ओपनिंग रिबेट. प्रीवियस प्रॉब्लम आई टोल्ड यू, टू द डिस्काउंट रिसीव्ड वी ऐड ओपनिंग रिबेट. वी ऐड ओपनिंग रिबेट. द अदर पर्टिकुलर्स ऑफ बिल्स परचेज्ड एज ऑन 31st March 2011 क्लोजिंग. तो एंड ऑफ द ईयर 31st March 2011 देयर आर टू बिल्स. One bill 50 lakh rupees, another bill 30 lakh rupees. Due date 12th June 2011 and 30th June 2011. Rate of discount 10% and 12%. See here, previous problem also I told you, in order to find out the discount income of the year, we take discount received, to that we add opening rebate at the beginning of the year and subtract the closing rebate at the end of the year. अब opening rebate that is given in the problem 1,20,000. 1,20,000 is the rebate at the beginning of the year, opening, that we have to add. Closing rebate at the end of the year 31st March 2011, that is not given. We have to find out how much is the closing rebate in working note. After finding out the closing rebate, we subtract closing rebate. So very simple, discount received, add opening rebate on bills discounted minus closing rebate on bills discounted. That's it. We'll get the discount income to be credited to the profit and loss account. So here, ascertainment of discount on bills to be credited to profit and loss account of the bank for the year ending 31st March 2011. Discount received during the year 10-11 is 90 lakh. 90 lakh rupees discount received. To this rebate on bills discounted at the beginning of the year, that is given in the problem 1,20,000. Add up. So it will be 91,20,000 minus rebate on bills discounted at the end of the year 31st March 2011 closing. That is not given in the problem. So working note I have written. We will calculate this in working note. After calculating working note, we are going to get 1,89,753. We subtract this. From 91,20,000 we subtract 1,89,753. The resulting figure is 89,30,247. This is the discount to be credited to profit and loss account for the year ending 31st March 2011. Now the question arises how we got this 1,89,743 which is not given in the problem. In working note, amount of the bill 50 lakh, 30 lakh. Due date, it is given in the problem 12th June 2011, 30th June 2011. We are closing the accounts on 31st March 2011, right? So both the bills are falling after 31st March in the next year. Number of days falling after 31st March 2011. We are closing the accounts on 31st March 2011. अब 31st March 2011 के बाद कितने दिन बाद मैच्योरिटी हो रही? ड्यू डेट कब आ रहा है? तो 12th जून. तो मार्च के बाद नेक्स्ट मंथ आने वाला अप्रैल के 30 डेज. अप्रैल के बाद मई 31 days. And on what date it is maturing? 12th June. तो 12 days of June. तो add up 30 days of April, 31 days of May and 12 days of June. The total are 73 days. So 73 days are falling after 31st March. 73 days. Similarly here 30th June. So we take April 30 days, May 31 days, June 30 days. Total number of days are 91. So 91 days are falling after 31st March. Rate of discount given in the problem 10%, 12%. Now we have to calculate for 73 days how much is the rebate, how much is the discount. here. The amount of the bill is 50 lakh rupees. Rate of discount is 10% into 73 by 365. Year consists of 365 days. This 10% per annum, 12% per annum. Per annum है वो 365 days का है. But we require the discount only for 73 days. तो 73 by 365 1 lakh. So rebate on the first bill 1 lakh. Rebate on the second bill 30 lakh into 12% into 91 by 365 89,753. So 89,753 is the rebate for the second bill. Now add up 1 lakh plus 89,753 1 lakh 89,753. This is taken here. That's all. This is the method of calculating, finding out how much is the discount income to be taken to profit and loss account. So discount received में opening rebate will be added, closing rebate will be subtracted. Closing rebate will be calculated like this. How many days are falling in the next year? That we have to calculate. For so many days we have to find out the discount. That's it. This is the end of problem number 10. Now problem number 11. See the 11th problem. On 31st March 2012, the books of a bank showed that 10,000 rupees were due from Mr. X, which was doubtful. The banker has given a loan to Mr. X customer. 40,000 rupees loan is outstanding and the debt is the loan is doubtful. That means the financial position of Mr. X is bad. He is not in a position to repay the amount. So it is a non-performing asset. तो बैंक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से ये 40,000 रुपए का जो लोन दिया मिस्टर एक्स को वो नॉन परफॉर्मिंग है, डाउटफुल है. द इंटरेस्ट अक्रूड ऑन दिस अकाउंट अप टू 31st March 2012 was 2,000. 40,000 rupees loan amount plus 2,000 rupees interest also due. So totally 42,000 rupees are recoverable, receivable from Mr. X. Mr. X became insolvent and the bank received only 25% of the amount due on 30th April 2012. अब एक महीने के बाद 31st मार्च के बाद अप्रैल के एंड में it was found that Mr. X has become insolvent. He is not in a position to pay fully his loan amount. Only 25% of the total amount due is recoverable. Remaining will become bad debts. तो 25% आ गया, बाकी का 75% bad debts हो गया. Now, pass necessary journal entries in the books of the bank. Now, first of all, interest of rupees 2,000 rupees is due. So entry will be Mr. X account data to interest suspense account. Mr. X account data to interest suspense account 2,000. Being the interest due from Mr. X whose loan amount is doubtful. इंटरेस्ट को क्रेडिट नहीं करेंगे, इंटरेस्ट सस्पेंस को क्रेडिट करेंगे क्योंकि नॉन परफॉर्मिंग एसेट. देन इंटरेस्ट सस्पेंस अकाउंट डेटा 2,000 to interest 500 to Mr. X 1,500. Now see here. Out of the total amount due from Mr. X, 25% are recoverable. Remaining 75% are not recoverable. तो हम क्या करेंगे? अभी जो इंटरेस्ट सस्पेंस को 2,000 डेबिट क्रिएट करे थे, now we have to close the interest suspense account. So we debit interest suspense account 2,000. Here we have credited, now we are debiting. Out of 2,000, 25% of interest is received. तो 2,000 का 25% it comes to 500. तो to interest account 500 rupees, to Mr. X account 1,500. तो 2,000 रुपये जो इंटरेस्ट सस्पेंस बोल के क्रेडिट करे थे उसमें से 500 रुपीज इंटरेस्ट आ रहा, बाकी का 1,500 इंटरेस्ट नहीं आ रहा, तो उसको फिर वापस से मिस्टर एक्स के अकाउंट को क्रेडिट कर देंगे. मिस्टर एक्स के अकाउंट को क्रेडिट कर देंगे. being 25% of interest, being the 25% of interest transferred to interest account and the balance 1,500 is transferred to Mr. X loan account. Next, cash account data to Mr. X. Totally 42,000 rupees are receivable. Out of 42,000, only 25% is received. So 42,000 का 25%, it comes to 10,500. 42,000 into 25%, 10,500. Being 25% of the total amount due from Mr. X is received in cash. Remaining is bad debts. अब बाकी का जितना भी अमाउंट है वो bad debts हो गया. तो bad debts का एंट्री bad debts account data to Mr. X account, being the amount due from Mr. X transferred to bad debts. How much? 30,000. How we got 30,000? By preparing the account. Mr. X account. To balance brought down 40,000. because he is a debtor. From bank point of view, Mr. X is a debtor. Amount to be received from him 40,000. So to balance product 40,000. To interest suspense account, how much interest is receivable? 2,000. So 2,000 rupees interest is receivable. First entry, Mr. X account debtor to interest suspense account. Post this entry, तो Mr. X को डेबिट करेंगे टू इंटरेस्ट सस्पेंस अकाउंट 2000 42,000. Second entry, interest suspense account debtor to interest to Mr. X. Mr. X is credited by 1500 by interest suspense. Second entry posted, Mr. X account is to be credited by 1500 by Mr. interest suspense account. ये entry posted. Now cash account debtor to Mr. X. तो Mr. X account is credited by cash. यहाँ पर by cash 10,500. Last entry, bad debts account debtor to Mr. X. तो by bad debts balancing figure. तो debit side 40,000 plus 2,000 42,000. 42,000 minus 1,500 minus 10,500. Remaining 30,000 rupees are bad debts. That's all. This is the end of problem number 11. Now see the problem number 12. On the basis of the following particulars of Rama Lakshmi Bank Limited for the year ending 31st March 2009, find out the balance of profit carried over to balance sheet. So we are given the data of profit and loss account. Profit and loss account का पूरा data दे दिया. Now we have to find out how much profit to be transferred to balance sheet. So interest earned schedule number 13. Interest expended schedule number 15. Operating expenses schedule number 16. Other income schedule number 14. Provisions and contingencies no schedule. And balance of profit brought forward from last year. This is the information given. Ultimately we have to find out how much profit to be transferred to balance sheet. Now see here, Rama Lakshmi Bank Limited profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March. Income we are given interest earned 7,000, other income 1,000. 3 zeros we have ignored. We have omitted 3 zeros, rupees in thousands. So 7,000 interest earned, other income 1,000, total income 8,000. Expenditure, interest expended 2,000, operating expense 3,500, provisions and contingencies 1,000, total of expenditure 6,500. Income 8,000, expenditure 6,500. Third part is profit or loss. So during the current year, how much profit earned? Income minus expenditure. Income 8,000, expenditure 6,500. 8,000 minus 6,500, you will get 1,500. This is the profit for the current year. Now profit brought forward from last year, that is given in the problem. The profit brought forward is 2,300. The total profit is 3,800. Now from this 3,800 we have to make the appropriations division. So according to the RBI, 25% of current year's profit should be transferred to statutory reserve every bank. हर बैंक अपने करंट ईयर के प्रॉफिट का 25% स्टैट्यूटरी रिजर्व को ट्रांसफर कर देना. तो अप्रोप्रिएशन ट्रांसफर टू स्टैट्यूटरी रिजर्व 25% ऑफ 1,500 करंट ईयर का प्रॉफिट, करंट ईयर के प्रॉफिट का 25% of 1,500 375. Now take the total. 3,800 is the total of the profit. Appropriation also total 3,800. Out of 3,800, 375 are transferred to statutory reserve. The balancing figure is the balance transferred to balance sheet, carried over to balance sheet. Balance carried over to balance sheet, balancing figure 3,800 minus 375, you will get 3,425. That's all. This is our answer. How much balance to be transferred to balance sheet? That's what it is asking. Next problem. 13th problem. On the basis of the following information of XYZ Bank, prepare the profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2011. Interest expended, that is expenditure, schedule number 15. Interest earned, that is income, schedule number 13. Operating expenses under expenditure, schedule number 16. Other income, schedule number 14. Provisions and contingencies, no schedule under expenditure. Balance of profit brought forward from previous year. Exactly same, only amounts are different. The same procedure what we have done in 12th problem. So XYZ Bank Limited profit or loss for the year ended 31st March, rupees in thousands. 3 zeros are omitted. Income. Interest earned 65 comma 00, it means 65 lakh. 3 zeros अगर लगा दिए तो 65 lakh हो जाएगा. तो 6,500, we call it as 6,500. 6,500 thousands. Then other income 7,500. The total is 1,40,000. No, 14,000. The total is 14,000. Now expenditure. Interest expenditure 3,000, operating expense 6,000, provisions and contingencies 1,000. The total of the expenditure 10,000. So 14,000 is the income, 10,000 is the expenditure. Income minus expenditure. 14,000 minus 10,000, 4,000. So current year's profit is 4,000. Net profit of current year is 4,000. Now profit brought forward is given in the problem 1,800. Now add up 5,800 is the total profit. Out of this total profit, some amount will be transferred to reserve, statutory reserve. 25% of current year's profit. So current year profit 4,000. 4,000 ka 25%, it comes to 1,000. 1,000 will be transferred to statutory reserve. The balance will be transferred to balance sheet. So out of 5,800, 1,000 is transferred to statutory reserve. Remaining 4,800 will be the balance carried over to balance sheet. That's all. So this is the end of problem number 13. Come on students, now we'll continue the problems on bank accounts. So far we have completed 13 short problems. Now one more last and final 14th one, short problem, then we'll come to the main problem. Now see the 14th problem. Problem number 14. On the basis of the following information of Pratham Bank Limited, prepare the balance sheet as on 31st March 2013. So Pratham Bank Limited, we have to make the balance sheet of this bank. The first time we are going to make the balance sheet. Again, we'll recap the points. In balance sheet, 12 schedules are there. Schedule number 1, capital. Schedule number 2, reserves and surplus. Schedule number 3, schedule number 3, deposits. Schedule number 4, borrowings. Schedule 5, other liabilities and provisions. These 5 items on the capital and liability side. Asset side, 6th, cash and balances with RBI, 6th one. 7th one, balances with other banks, money at call and short notice, 7th. 8th, investment. 9th, advances. 10th, fixed assets. 11th, other assets, total. That's it. Below the balance sheet, contingent liabilities 12, bills for collection. This is the format. So keep it in mind, the complete format of the balance sheet. Now, Pratham Bank Limited, balance sheet as on 31st March. Rupees in thousands, 3 zeros we are ignoring. We are not writing 3 zeros. Now, capital and liabilities, capital 1, reserves and surplus 2. Before taking all these amounts, first of all, you should draw the blank balance sheet. The format already we know. So, capital 1, reserves and surplus 2, deposits 3, borrowings 4, other liabilities and provision 5. Total. Then assets, cash and balances with the RBI 6, balances with other banks, money at call, short notice 7, investment 8, advances 9, fixed asset 10, other assets 11. Total. Contingent liabilities 12, bills for collection. Last one. That's it. These two will not come in the total. It is just an information. Now we have to see the problem. First item, reserves and surplus. It is given reserves and surplus 4,500. So I am writing reserves and surplus 4,500. Second item, it is given borrowings 4,000. So against borrowing, I am writing 4,000. Next comes capital 2,000. So first capital 2,000 I have taken. Next deposit 7,000. Against deposit I have taken 7,000. Next item, advances 9,000. So against advances I have taken 9,000. Next item, you see other assets 700. Other assets 700. Next item, cash and balances with RBI 900. So cash and balances with RBI 900. Next, investment 2,300. This is investment 2,300. Next, other liabilities and provisions 500. Other liabilities and provisions 500. Next come fixed assets 3,600. Fixed assets 3,600. Next comes balances with banks, money at call and short notice 1,500. Yeah, 1,500. All the items. Whatever is given in the problem, we have to. So before taking all this amount, first of all, you should draw the complete balance sheet. Format of the balance sheet. Then one by one item. See what is the first item given. That item you take it against the concerned item. That amount you take it against the concerned item. Similarly, or take all the values against the concerned items. Take the total 18,000, 18,000. Liability side 18,000, asset side 18,000 tallied. This is the first problem, short problem, because everything is given. We have not prepared any schedules. Now we'll come to the main problems. 14 short problems we have done. You got the idea about the bank accounts. Starting problems, we have prepared the schedule number 13, 14, then 15, 16 schedule we have prepared. Then we have calculated how to calculate the rebate on bills discounted. All these problems we have seen in short. Now we'll come to the main problem. The first main problem. See the first main problem. From the following information, prepare profit and loss account of Navneet Bank Limited for the year ended 31st March 2010. So I'll read out the amount and I'll tell you which item will come under which it. So interest on deposits. Interest on deposit is interest expended. So you can write there itself 15th schedule. Deposit के ऊपर interest pay होता और advances के ऊपर interest receive होता. Interest on loan, interest on cash credit, interest on overdraft. ये interest on advances है. इसके ऊपर income earned, interest earned 13th. Interest on SB deposit, interest on suppose fixed deposit, interest on current account etc. अगर रहा तो then all the interest paid on deposits will be taken under interest expended. So here interest on deposit schedule 15. Commission earned other income. Interest on overdraft, it is interest earned 13th. Auditor's fee 16th, operating expenses. Bad debts written off, no schedule. In working notes we write on provisions and contingencies. In working note we'll write on provisions and contingencies. That amount bad debts written off will be written under provisions and contingencies. Then interest on loans, interest earned 13th. Discount on bills, same 13th, interest and discount. Rent and taxes 16th, operating expenses. Director's fees 16th, operating expenses. So I have read out all the items which are given in the problem and I have decided which item will be taken under which schedule, right? That only you have to remember. सिर्फ यही याद रखना है कि कौन सा आइटम कौन से शेड्यूल में जाएगा. इंटरेस्ट अर्नड कौन से में आएगा, इंटरेस्ट एक्सपेंडेड. नॉर्मली स्टूडेंट्स विल कमिट द मिस्टेक इन इंटरेस्ट ओनली. कंफ्यूज्ड हो जाते हैं कि इंटरेस्ट अर्न का इंटरेस्ट एक्सपेंडेड में डाल देते हैं, इंटरेस्ट एक्सपेंडेड का इंटरेस्ट अर्न. यू हैव टू बी केयरफुल रिगार्डिंग दिस. डिपॉजिट्स के ऊपर इंटरेस्ट पे होता एक्सपेंडेड और लोन्स के ऊपर इंटरेस्ट अर्न होता 13th शेड्यूल. इंटरेस्ट ऑन लोन, इंटरेस्ट ऑन ओवरड्राफ्ट, इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैश क्रेडिट, ये इनकम्स, राइट? नाउ फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल we'll draw the balance profit and loss account. Main problem, Navneet Bank Limited profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March. Particulars. Now profit and loss account will be divided into 4 parts. Already in theory video I explained you in detail. The first part is income, second expenditure, third profit or loss, fourth appropriations. ये 4 parts होंगे. तो पहला problem solve करने से पहले first of all you should draw the blank format of profit and loss account, just like balance sheet. Balance sheet में जैसा format draw करे थे profit and loss account का भी पहले format. First income. Income में 2 schedules. Interest earned 13, other income 14. Take the total. पहला part हो गया. Second part expenditure. Expenditure में 3 items है. Interest expended 15th schedule, operating expenses 16th schedule, provisions and contingencies no schedule. ये तीनों item ले लिए expenditure. Now next profit or loss. Net profit for the year. Profit for the year income minus expenditure. Income में से expenditure minus कर दो, net profit आ जाएगा. Profit brought forward. अगर problem में दिया कि last year से कितना profit brought forward है तो लेंगे, है तो लेंगे, नहीं है तो नहीं लेंगे. But according to the format we'll write on. Then total appropriations. Every year जो भी profit आता है उसका 25% will be transferred to statutory reserve. तो transfer to statutory reserve 25% off डालकर छोड़ देना. Then balance carried over to balance sheet. Total. ये format draw कर दे. Now schedules. First of all schedule number 13. Schedule number 13 में interest on overdraft. Remember, overdraft is also one of the loan, temporary loan given to the current account holders. In theory video, I have explained a lot on this. So interest on overdraft is interest earned, 13th, 1600. Interest on loan, this is also interest earned. Discount on bills discounted or discount on bills purchased, that will be taken 2000. So total of these three, 8600 I am taking here. Other incomes, schedule number 14, other incomes. Only one other income we have in this problem, commission earned. Commission earned is the only one other income we have. So 200, we have taken 200. The total is 8800. Now schedule number 15, interest expended. Only one item is given in this problem, interest on deposit, 6400. Then operating expenses, schedule number 16, auditors fees, rent and taxes, directors fees. Take the total 300. Provisions and contingencies, one item is given in the problem, that is bad debts written off. So working note, it will not be shown to the public. It will be known only to the bank management, government and auditors. So provisions and contingencies, bad debts 300. Now this 300 will be shown under provisions and contingencies. Public will not know that what are the items that may be taken under provisions and contingencies. So 300. Now take the total of expenditure 7000. Income 8800, expenditure 7000. So 8800 minus 7000, 1800 is the net profit for the year. There is no profit brought forward. So total profit is 1800. Current year का profit 1800 है. तो 1800 का 25% 450. So 450 is the amount transferred to reserves, statutory reserve. Now total profit 1800. Always the total of third point and fourth point must be same. So 1800 minus 450, 1350 is the balance carried over to balance sheet. Remember, all these are rupees in thousands. 3 zeros we have omitted, right? So this is the first main problem on preparing the profit and loss account of a bank. Hope it's clear. Now we'll come to the second problem. See the second problem. From the following, prepare the profit and loss account of Hanuman Bank Limited for the year ended 31st March 2004. So again, first of all, we have to make the format of profit and loss account. Hanuman Bank Limited profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2004, rupees in thousands. Heading must be clear. Remember, presentation is very, very important. If you write roughly, you cannot expect marks from the examiner. So presentation is very, very important. Each and every wording you should write. Then particulars, first income, interest earned 13, other income 14. Take the total. Expenditure, interest expended 15, operating expense 16, provisions and contingencies. Don't take the amount. We'll take the amount after writing the schedules. We are just making a blank format. Then profit and loss, net profit for the current year, profit brought forward, total. Appropriation, transfer to statutory reserve, 25% off. Bracket में 25% ऑफ लिखकर छोड़ देंगे, बाद में अमाउंट्स लेंगे. Then balance carried over to balance sheet, balancing figure, total. Blank balance sheet we have prepared. Now we'll decide the items. See the problem carefully. I am discussing which item will come in which schedule. Second problem. Interest on loans granted. Interest on loans granted. Loan given. 13th schedule. It will come under 13th schedule. Interest on loan 320. Second point. Interest paid on RBI borrowings. Interest paid on RBI borrowings. It is interest expended. 15th schedule. ये 15th schedule है. Interest paid on RBI borrowings 30. Right. Third item, PF contribution, Provident Fund contribution. It is operating expenses. Operating expenses. Amount is 25. Here it is 25. There is no space. That's why I have not prepared the complete schedule number 16. In the coming problem, definitely I'll prepare in the operating expenses schedule. Here no space is there. That's why directly I've taken the amounts. You should not do like this. Because due to space problem, lack of space, that's why I've done. So 25 is the PF contribution. Depreciation on building, same operating expenses, 20. Then interest on fixed deposit. Interest on fixed deposit, interest paid, interest expended, 15th schedule. Interest on fixed deposit, 60. Then comes Interest on cash credits 80. Cash credit is also one of the loan. Already we have discussed in theory video regarding the difference between loans, cash credits and overdraft. So interest on cash credit is interest earned, 13th schedule. Interest on cash credit 80. Next comes postage, telegrams and telephones. It is operating expenses. Here the amount is given postage, telegram 12. Here I have taken 12. Next comes net profit on sale of land and building. Net profit on sale of land and building. It is other income. Net profit on sale of land and building 22. Next comes locker rent. This is also one of the income. The banker will provide the locker rent facility to the customers. The banker will collect the rent. So locker rent is an income. Other income 5. Next comes salaries. Salaries operating expenses. Salaries will come under operating expenses. The amount is 150. So here I have taken 150 salaries. Next comes auditors fees 8. Again operating expenses 8 auditors fees. Next, income on investment. See here, profit on sale of investment, other income. Profit on sale of investment, other income. Whereas income on investment will come under interest earned. Income on investment will be taken under schedule number 13. Whereas profit on sale of investment will be taken in schedule number 14. दोनों में difference है. Investment के ऊपर जो income आती है वो 13 में लेंगे. और इन्वेस्टमेंट जब बेच के उसके ऊपर प्रॉफिट अर्न करेंगे वो 14th में आता. अदर इनकम. तो इनकम ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट 13th शेड्यूल. देन कमीशन एक्सचेंज एंड ब्रोकरेज, अदर इनकम. कमीशन एक्सचेंज एंड ब्रोकरेज 150, अदर इनकम. देन कम्स इंटरेस्ट ऑन ओवरड्राफ्ट. Interest on overdraft. Overdraft is also one of the loan. It's an income. Interest on overdraft 90, 13th schedule. Then we have directors fees and allowance 18. So directors fees and allowance operating expenses 18 here I have taken. Then comes rent received 20. It is other income. Rent received 20, other income. Next comes discount on bills discounted. So discount on bills discounted will come under schedule number 13, interest earned. यहां पर लेंगे discount on bills discounted 120. तो ये 3 पॉइंट याद रखिए. इंटरेस्ट ऑन लोन्स, इंटरेस्ट ऑन कैश क्रेडिट, इंटरेस्ट ऑन ओवरड्राफ्ट. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट डिस्काउंट ऑन बिल्स डिस्काउंटेड एंड इनकम ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट. These are the items that will be taken under schedule number 13. Next comes interest on SB deposits, saving bank deposit. तो all deposit के ऊपर जो इंटरेस्ट होता है वो पे हो रहा 15th schedule. Interest on fixed deposit, interest on SB deposit 30. Then comes net profit on sale of investment, other income. Net profit on sale of investment 8, other income. Next, income from non-banking asset. All incomes are other incomes. Income from non-banking asset 1. Then transfer fees. Transfer. That means the account may be transferred from one branch to another branch or shares are transferred. So transfer fees is an income. Transfer fees 2, other income. Then comes law charges. Law charges operating expenses 4, here I have taken. उसके बाद है printing and stationery operating expenses 10. Then we have last and final rent, taxes and lighting 28. This is operating expense 28. We have taken all the items. So how to prepare this? Make 4 schedules. Half page के ऊपर एक schedule बनाइए. Schedule 13, 14, 15, 16. Now see the problem. एक item starting with first item देख लीजिए. First item is given interest on loan granted. You know it will become under schedule number 13. 13 में जाकर लिख दीजिए. Second item interest paid on RBI borrowings. Interest paid schedule number 15 में जाकर लिख देना. Third one PF contribution. Go to 16th schedule. Write on PF contribution. Take the amount. Next comes depreciation on building. Same 16th schedule. Go and write the problem. Like this one by one item. If you take all in the 4 schedules, we can get like this. Now find out the total. 13th schedule total is 637. Take 637 here. 14th schedule total is 208. Take 208. The total of income is 845. 15th schedule total is 120. So 120 I have taken here. 16th schedule total is 275. 270. There is no provision and contingencies. Provision for taxation, provision for doubtful debts, diminution in the value of investment, nothing is given. So dash. Total expenditure 395. So net profit 845 minus 395 450 current. No profit brought forward. Brought forward profit कुछ भी नहीं. Total. Then transfer to statutory reserve 25% of 450. You will get 112.5. तो 450 में से 112.5 minus कर दो. 337.5 is the balance carried over to balance sheet. That's all. So two main problems we have completed on preparing the profit and loss account of a bank. Hope you got a grip on this chapter, final accounts of banks. We'll continue in the next video.